It's cool. Feast your eyes on the prize, living in city lights. You're out in front of the race, but you can't cross that finish line. Woven through the noise, the dial never sways. If your life is beating you, you have got to change your game. Roll on through the mountains and kiss the golden sky. Right into the sunset, find your peace of mind. It's cool. Cooler in the canyon. It's cool. Cooler in the canyon. It's a broken record love song when you don't.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our broadcast. It is Saturday, and you know what that means, folks. That means it's time for the GTRC racing community. Round 8 of our GT3 championship here this weekend. We're over in Austria, and we are at the Red Bull Ring. So as you can see, qualifying has just gotten underway. This is the official first hot lap for our drivers here. So we're going to jump out front. Keytops is in the lead here currently, and of course in that GTR. So hopefully everything is working good. I've been having a little bit of computer issue here today, so bear with me here. I don't know what is going on. Hey, how you doing, Billy? I am well. I hope you are well as well, my man. Just give me 1 second here. We're having an issue with the video feed. Just gotta find the right one. I have been having a little bit of issue with my computer here this morning. How's it going, everybody? There we go. So I had a software update recently, and it's messed up a bunch of my stuff on my computer, and we're battling through it here bit by bit as we go. So, but again, we're round 8 of the GT3 Championship Series here for the GTRC guys. So this is about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way through the series now. And we are lagging a little bit, so I do apologize. Hopefully the internet connection stabilizes. I am keeping good, mate. I'm good. I had to take a little bit of time away from the stream for a while. I had to sort a bunch of stuff out in real life, but now we're back. And I guess if anybody who didn't tune in last weekend for the GTRC Miata series, we did make an announcement during that series as well. So GT45 Gaming is now the proud official sponsor of the GTRC racing community too as well, ladies and gentlemen. So moving forward into future championships with the GTRC racing community, we're going to be providing a sponsorship for the group. So we're going to be providing prizes for the events, the series that these guys are running, to the drivers that finish in the top 3. We may do some other bonus awards as well, you know, like a most improved driver, rookie of the season type stuff. And we're also going to be providing updated graphics on a week-to-week basis as the championships are going on, stuff like that as well. And of course, open up our network to the GTRC guys to, of course, grow and improve the driver pool and in their league, and of course try to get multiple divisions is ultimately the goal here. So we're really happy to make that announcement last weekend, and we can't wait to see what these guys have in store for us in the future. So currently right now though, Bufu Shidara does take pole position. Now this is a lap 2. I think these guys get 7 laps if I'm not mistaken. So currently right now it's Bufu Shidara in provisional 1. We got Piggums in provisional 2. We got Key in provisional 3rd. Barr in 4th, Sweeney in 5th. We got Doug in 6th. Sweeney is a reserve. Doug just knocking Barr down a spot there. We got Hairraiser in 7th. We got Troll Colby in 8th. We got 750 in 9th. We got Magic Man in 10th. Unseen Throne in 11th. Type R in 12th. We got Monkey Mafia in 13th. We got Mr. Happy Pappy here in 14th. And AMS Arrow. Arroy. I can't even pronounce it for some reason today. So we're going to call him AMS today. Apex Motorsports driver, ladies and gentlemen. Great group of guys, actually, those Apex Motorsports guys. So you do get a chance to race with them and against them in open lobbies and stuff like that from time to time. They're a really good group of guys, so it's nice to see them participating here in the series as well. But it is a 60-minute endurance race, ladies and gentlemen. The weather is set, so of course there's no surprises here for the drivers for when they're practicing throughout the week for the race. Tire wear is 3 times, and fuel consumption is also 3 times. So that will make for the drivers having to pit at least once throughout the race. We have seen a couple of times throughout the series where a driver has pulled off the no stop, and they've actually done quite well in finishing position. So will we see that here today? Hard to say. It is possible, but this is quite a high-speed track for a small track. You're going to see, we're probably going to see laps in the 129s and the 128s in these cars on these mediums today. As you can see, fastest lap currently is actually at 128.9, so we're going to see some pace out of these drivers here today, so it should be good racing. I mean, it's Red Bull Ring. Red Bull Ring always provides an interesting event as far as racing goes. So we got a bunch of GT3 cars on the field. You won't see any more than 2 of the same GT3 car in the grid as well. There's only allowed to be 2 of each car on the grid maximum, so our reserve drivers might not get their desired car they want to drive here in the series, as they're going to be forced to drive a car that's available for the series. So that throws a little bit of intrigue perspective into the series as well. So we're just under qualifying here. You can see Boo's trying to warm up them cold tires there. He's got some fresh tires on, of course, a little bit less tank in the fuel, so that makes the car lighter. He should be able to best that time is the idea here. But we do have Piggums now sitting in pole position here with a 128.7, so taking that away from Boo, we got Key still sitting in 3rd, we got Doug still sitting in 4th, Sweeney has bounced ahead of Barr here, and he's in that NSX, so that's actually not a bad car here either. Obviously, if those of you were partaking in the dailies this past week, obviously you know that the Honda NSX was the meta car for this Red Bull Ring race throughout the dailies this week, so we'll see how that car can do here against all these other drivers. We got Hairraiser here. He's sure if he's just chilling right now or what, but he's sitting in P7. It's a little uncharacteristic for Hairraiser. We got Throne Colby sitting in 8th. We've got Unseen Throne in 9th. We've got 750 here in 10th. He's in that DeWalt machine. We got Type R in that Toyota FT1 with Monkey Mafia right in behind the Tide Porsche here today. Magic Man 5500. Nice and simple livery design there. Again, in that Mazda. We got Happy Pappy in the Aston Martin here. So 15 drivers on track, full grid. Going to be a fantastic race. And Piggums coming across the line, bettering that fast lap at a 128.347. So Piggums is looking very strong, and I think he's happy with that. He's just going to pop her. He's just going to park it and say, you know what? Just going to take it as it is. But Boo is no slouch. Boo Fushidara can most certainly challenge that lap, so let's see if he's got what it takes to get pole position from Piggums here today. Alright, if I miss any alerts or anything like that, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize, as my Facebook isn't updating regularly here today, so again, software updated on the computer most recently, and it made a mess of my computer. It took me a couple days to get it sorted, and apparently we're still sorting some minor issues out here with it. So at the end of the stream today, we'll be working on more of these little minor issues we have going on, because of course I'll be back live later tonight as well for my round 2 of the GTC World Cup Season 4 that we're participating in, with tied for 5th place going into the 2nd race of the season. So we're definitely going to be looking for a good result at Bathurst, and let me tell you, least favorite racetrack of all time for your boy Ghost here. So, but we're going to let these guys get us all excited and warmed up and dialed in here with this action-packed race that these guys are most certainly going to provide us here at Red Bull Ring today. So this is going to be a good one. And of course, at the end of all our broadcasts, we're always do our podium interviews, talk to our drivers. So we love talking to our drivers. The drivers like talking to the fans, and you know, it's just a big family here. You know, we're just a big old juicy family. But Boo's trying. Boo's pushing. He is working. He's going to see if he can get that fastest lap from Piggums. Piggums is quick. Piggums is a very precise, strategic, clean driver. We've been very fortunate to start to get to know Piggums over the last couple of weeks. The first time we seen him here about three and a half weeks ago, racing with Gtrc, I seen a great potential in Piggums, and we told him about the series that we're in, and he joined in, and sure enough, if he's not sitting in the top half of Division 1 over there in the series as well. So, quick driver. Oh, but Boo does take it. Boo takes it. No, he hasn't taken it yet. I think Piggums jumped off track for some reason. Is Boo gonna get it? 128.8. So no, Boo doesn't get that fastest lap. So that's gonna put Boo in second place. So great job to Pigham's on pole position to start this race off here today. So we're just gonna let that timer tick down here, and it's gonna be race time, folks. So 60 minutes at Red Bull Ring. Kick them tires, light them fires. It's time to go racing, folks. Time to go racing. Olander coming in with the big thumbs up. How you doing, my guy? All right, false start today here, chat. So we are waiting for those lights to turn red. Top center of the screen there, underneath the timing bar. When all 5 of them go red, we're going to hear those engines light. 3, 4, we got 5 reds, and we're waiting. So here we go. Boo gets a great start there. Pigham's not getting the best start. Super doesn't get very good launches. Oh, we got a wreck in the backside of the field here, boys and girls. There could be a red flag potential here. We'll have to see what happens. But Boo Fushidara getting a great jump in that Porsche right off the bat. Great shot as these guys are coming through turn 1 there. So it looked like everybody got through turn 1 safely, which is fantastic. But we had an incident right at race start there. Maybe somebody getting stuck on the grid. I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens here. The races are still racing on. Pigham's closing up on Boo Fushidara right there, coming into T3. And really thought he was going to try and get closer there, but he had to lay off. I think he came in just a little bit faster than he anticipated there. And we got Arrow behind Pigham's. We've got Bar in 4th, Keytops in 5th, Sweeney in 6th, Hairraiser in 7th, and 750 rounding out our top 8 here currently. So we're just going to stick with our front driver here right now. And he's starting to open up a little bit of a gap here on the rest of the field. We're just about breaking slipstream at this point here. So the Porsche is actually quite a good car. In the game right now, the Porsche has become a very solid GT3 car in the game. People are really starting to figure out how to drive this car, and it's putting down some incredible lap times over the series of some of these races that we're seeing. We're seeing it also a lot in the daily races as well. So Porsche 911 RSR is starting to become a very popular car in the GT3 class. And you can tell the guys that have been driving this car because, man, they are just efficient with it. And we're seeing that with Boo Fushidara. Boo Fushidara is a very clean, efficient driver. So, again, with that Porsche, let's jump down to Pigham's here. He's got Arrow all over him. For some reason, I cannot pronounce his name today. I apologize. I absolutely apologize. But let's get down to P4 here. We got a little bit of a battle between Bar 27 and Keytops. And then we got the Sweeney right behind that NSX as well. So we don't have all our camera angles available to us here at the moment, so we're just kind of working with what we got. But the one we do have is this beautiful rotating camera, so it really does allow us to catch as much of the action as we can on the track here. So you can really see drivers are just kind of settling in and being cautious and patient here. I think that they realize that this is a very lengthy race. And Hairraiser diving down the inside. Is he going to get the job done here on 750? 750 gets a better exit there than Hairraiser. So great job by 750 to defend that move on the outside there. As Hairraiser tried it, but he just didn't have the run. But with that being said, we do have 750 sitting with a half-second track limit penalty here. You can see Doug starting to put pressure on from behind here, or from behind there as well. So, ooh, side by side with Hairraiser. Doug get a good run there with that BRZ through that sector, and he's actually going to get ahead of Hairraiser here. Can he get around the driver with the penalty? Yes. Oh, that's unfortunate. 750 having to just let Hairraiser through there, but Hairraiser's going to pick up a penalty there. He went really wide in the track there, so definitely suspect we're going to see Hairraiser pick up a half second here. And yep, as I suspected. So let's get back through our field here. We got Troll and Colby rounding out our top 10 just behind that group, and then we got Monkey Mafia. He's just behind these guys. Type R right behind Monkey. We got Magic Man right behind Type R. We got Happy Pappy right behind Magic Man. And we got Unseen Throne. We must have made a little bit of a mistake there. But everybody's still there. So really, for the most part, we're nose to tail throughout the racetrack here. Coming, we're at lap 3 now. So great job by the drivers here today. They are really looking racy, and that's what we love to see. So fantastic stuff. How are we all doing this Saturday afternoon, evening, or morning, I guess, depending where it is that you're reviewing from. I hope everybody's doing a great job. And who do you think's got the win for the race today? Boo Fushidara looking quite strong very early on, but we know Pigham's is always a challenger. So we'll have to see how these two strategies vary to start with, and who's got the pace to win today, because we know Boo and Pigham's are going to be fighting for this. We got Arroyo, yeah, something like that. Challenging Pigham's here right now, actually, for that P2 position. And you can see they got a little bit of a gap there, and he's just going to go deep into the corner here. Really great job by the AMS driver here, taking P2 away from Piggums. You can see Piggums didn't really fight that too much at the same time. So again, just goes to show about the thought process here in Piggums. You know, he knows that, again, this is a very long race. And he realizes that it's still very early on in the race, and there's no point in battling for that position right now and allowing Bufu Shidara to drive away. Instead, given the position, clearly he's got the pace right now, and just sit in a slipstream. Save some tires, save some fuel, keeps you in the battle. Moving up to 4th place here, we got Keytops, and you can see he's got these leaders just in sight here. They're not too far away. So again, some of these drivers may already be playing very early strategy. Bar 27 getting a little bit wiggly there. He's a controller driver here, so I believe the front 4 drivers are on wheel and pedals, and then we have Bar 27 on a pad. And you can see that in just a little bit of the wiggling in the car. It's a little bit more difficult to keep the car in a dead straight line on pad than it is on the wheels. So it's usually one way to tell if a driver's on pad or a steering wheel. We got the Sweeney in that NSX just behind. Nice clean corners there from that driver in that NSX. Not the easiest car in the world to drive either, folks. So yeah, you gotta give credit where credit is due. He's doing very well with that NSX here. And then we got Doug. Now, not sure what happened to Doug there, but a little bit back in the pack here. He's in P7 now, and he's starting to chase those guys down up ahead, Sweeney and Bars. So Doug is another pad driver as well, folks. So with that being said, we do have a couple pad drivers in the series. We got Madam Mel coming in with the like and the share. How are you, Madam? Ms. Madam Mel, the queen herself, in the chat. We appreciate you. We got 750 here in P8, and he's looking really good here today so far early on in the race. Must be liking the old Red Bull ring here. As you can see, Hair Razor here in P9. It's a little uncharacteristic for Hair Razor in the series to see him in the mid-pack here, and struggling a little bit, it seems like, actually. We got Tro and Kobe getting the move done here on the inside, so he's going to get in the inside line coming into the corner. Is Hair Razor going to go for a cutback here? No, he's just going to settle in. He's really just playing a patience game here. Hair Razor maybe potentially thinking about a no-stop race? We'll have to see. Monkey Mafia behind in that Porsche. P11. We've got Magic Man in P12. He's starting to lose a little bit of the pack there, but he's still there. We got Unseen Throne. He's starting to reel Magic Man in here, so we may have a battle for 13th and 12th here very shortly. We'll have to see. You can see Magic Man's connection a little bit unstable there. He's got a little bit of rubber banding. We got Type R here in the Toyota FT1. And Mr. Happy Pappy, who is another controller driver as well, folks. So we do have 3 pad drivers for sure in the series here today. But on to our race leader, Bufu Shidara. He's got a 1.7 second lead. We're going to jump on board with Boo, and we're going to give you guys a run around Red Bull Ring with Bufu Shidara. Alright, so great little onboard there with our leader, Boo Fushidara, and you can see that Porsche is a little bit of a handful, especially when you start getting down into the lower gears. You can see when Boo went around turn 3 there on that lap, you can see him really fighting. You can see the wheel going left, right, because the rear end of that Porsche was trying to go out on him here. So it looked like he had a much cleaner exit there that time, but Aero and Pigums really need to focus on not letting Boo Fushidara get too much further ahead. Boo Fushidara himself is very calculated and a very strategic race car driver, and Boo Fushidara knows right now that it's crucial that he maintains this gap. You can't let these guys close up. If anything, he wants to try and drive away, so Boo Fushidara is probably hoping that him and Pigums are going to start to battle at some point throughout this race, so he can open up that gap. Right now, Boo Fushidara has a gap, but it's not a comfortable gap to him, so that's what these guys here in P2, P3, P4, and behind need to do, is just continue to keep that gap small enough to keep Boo Fushidara thinking about the drivers behind him. And that's going to give these guys a shot to pass Boo Fushidara. If these guys let Boo get too far ahead, a 5 or 6 second gap, he is a master at maintaining that gap, and it's very, very hard to catch him at that point. So these drivers really do not need to not let Boo Fushidara get too far ahead here. I'm just bringing my Facebook dashboard back up here, chat. We were having an issue with it, so we shut it down. Hopefully it's updating properly here now. Alright, looks like everything is good. We got Billy coming in with that heart. Much love, my man. That is one of the ones we definitely did not get. We appreciate you, Billy. I hope you are well. Going to shrink this, open that up. Alright, so we are hot. Everything is back up. Everything's looking fantastic. Let's get to racing. So, third place Pigums has not let the AMS driver get away from him at all. He's about a 1 second gap and just maintaining. But Boo Fushidara is starting to open that gap up to P2 a little bit. So, these drivers need to not let him get, like, as I was just saying, they can't let Boo Fushidara get too far ahead here. T-Top's also another competitor here. He's right there. He's starting to close up behind Pigums, and he knows that he can't let these guys get away either. So our top 4 drivers all really within about 4 seconds from first to fourth. And then we've got the Sweeney in fifth. The Sweeney's about 4 seconds behind our 4th place driver here currently. He has made his way around bar 27 for P5. So the NSX starting to show a little bit of prowess here, but he has starting to lose that front group. So we got Doug in the BRZ. Doug is a quick driver, but Doug right now is playing catch-up, so that's going to be rough for Doug being on pad with tire wear and all that stuff, but he's pushing. He's about 6.5 seconds behind 5th place driver here currently, so we're going to be watching that. Bar 27 right behind Doug. Now, these two are no stranger at battling each other. Just a quick stop, man. Have a good stream. Good luck to all the racers. Hey, we love you, Ian. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well, my dude. 750 here, still looking quite good in that Aston Martin, that DeWalt Aston Martin, as a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen. He's only about 3 seconds behind those two guys up ahead of him here. He's got about a 2.5 second gap on Hair Razor. Now, not exactly sure what Hair Razor's strategy is here, but this is definitely uncharacteristic of Hair Razor's pace. So I think, just based off of what watching Hair Razor race over the last few months, I think he might be thinking about a no-stop strategy here today. See Monkey Mafia there, and Hair Razor's not even remotely fighting or trying to push with these guys. He's just trying to get in the slipstream, and he's just trying to save as much fuel and tire as possible, I think. That's what I think is happening. Tron Colby here in P11. He's right on the backside of these guys as well. We got Unseen Throw, and he's starting to close up a little bit here on that group. Type R's a little bit behind that guy. Type R picked a tough car to drive here. Well, you got to give Type R some credit, man, because not too many people opt to choose the Toyota FT1 as their car for a series, so I'm definitely going to give him some mad props. And Magic Man's just behind here. Magic Man's looking quite good here today too, as well. He struggled a little bit last round, around 7 at Monza, but looks like he's having a pretty good race here. Happy Pappy here as well. He's just a little bit behind them guys, but we love Happy Pappy here at GT45 Gaming. He's an absolutely outstanding gentleman. We love seeing him on track. So, Boo Fushidara, I mean, unfortunately, we're not going to get our TV crew working until these guys make a pit stop. It's just an in-game glitch. If I was on PS5 version, I'd be able to have all camera angles available to me immediately, but for some reason on PS4 version, I have to wait till somebody makes a pit stop, so we're stuck with the chase cams and the limited views that we do have. We don't even have the second cockpit view currently, which is unfortunate. So 1.6 second gap between Boo and Arrow and Arroyo? I think that's it. I think that's right. I apologize, my friend. I do apologize. AMS, again, Apex Motorsports. Good group of guys, fast drivers over there at Apex Motorsports team. So, you know, we know he's a competitor. And he's trying everything he can to, whoa, keep moving in front of him. Had a big mistake there coming out of the final corner. Really kept it together, though. Great job by Arroyo to keep that car underneath of him. It tried to spin on him, and he fought that thing, and he did a great job to save that car. And I kind of suspected that maybe that would be Pigham's opportunity to try and jump out ahead of him there, but Pigham's doesn't really seem to be in too much of a hurry at the moment, so maybe another driver potentially thinking about a no-stop race. He is one of the drivers we have seen attempt it before in the past, so we have Keytops here as well, and he's starting to close up on Pigham's here now, so I feel like we're definitely going to see some split strategies in the race here today. Just Sweeney, who is reserved today, coming in with that Honda. That Honda's looking fantastic. Got the old spoon livery on it. We all remember that Honda S2000 from Gran Turismo 5. Oh, what a beautiful car that was to play with. So very, this livery reminds me exactly of that car right there. So a little retro throwback to the Honda spoon right there. And then we got Doug in the classic, in his classic livery here. We know Doug when we see Doug here in his Subaru livery here on that BRZ. And bar 27, he's not leaving Doug alone. He is right there. It looks like these two are not battling so much as they are just getting around the racetrack here, surviving to the pit stops, if I had to guess at this point. Both these drivers probably, you know, starting to feel the tire wear a little bit. We got 750 here in P8, and he's just working his butt off to try and catch those guys. He's lost about a second over the last couple of laps, so he's not too far off pace here, these guys. And again, we don't know which of these drivers are fuel saving. We don't know which of these drivers are pushing. We don't know anything right now because we don't have that information on the screen. So, and I like it that way. I like assuming. I like taking a guess what these drivers are thinking. I think it just, you know, I just like to guess. I like to see how right I am, I guess. Troan here coming up in that Supra, and Troan's always a patient driver. He's never one to really force an issue if he doesn't need to. He likes to just hang back and just keep a nice, good, solid race car underneath him for the last half of the race. So, a little bit, got turn one just a little bit wrong there. Great job to keep it together though here from Unseen Throne. So, fantastic stuff. Great military throwback on that Mercedes here today. You really see he's taking that to high gear there, really trying to save those tires and fuel. And we got Magic Man here in the Mazda. And Type R is still right there with them. Oh, Magic Man may be having a disconnect here, folks. No, I think he just missed the braking point. I thought for a second it looked like he was going to disconnect there. So great job by Magic Man to keep it out of the wall. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe just missed the braking point a little bit there. And then we got Happy Pappy rounding out our field here. He's got a half-second penalty here, but still cruising along. So Bufu Shidara's probably going to close up on Pappy here before the last before this stint is over. It looks like, but Bufu Shidara now with 2-second gap. So these guys are doing exactly what they don't want to do. They're letting Boo slowly open that gap up, and Bufu Shidara is an expert at maintaining gaps. So these guys need to not lose Bufu Shidara here. We got Adil Phillips coming in with the like. How are you? Welcome to the broadcast. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day today. Ian coming in with that beautiful heart as well, man. Much love. Hope everybody's doing well today. So Arroyo really working hard trying to catch up to Bufu Shidara, but I think the difference probably is in the tire wear right now. That Corvette obviously has a lot of low-end torque in it, so Obviously, when you're in the lower end of the RPM gauge is when this car really gets a lot of its power, and that can be a little tough on the rear tires. So the Corvette's a bit of a tricky car to endurance race with because you can short shift it and really maintain its power, which is great for fuel saving. But again, that high power range in the low end of the RPMs in this car really does make it tough on the rear tires. And you can hear that when we're on board with them here, because you can hear the little bit of extra tire squeal coming out of this Corvette around the corners here. You can tell that the car is really starting to work underneath that tire wear, and you can see in there again, it's a little bit loose coming out of the exit on the throttle just a little earlier than the car was settled. And Corvette is a fun car to drive. It's just a beast to handle when you start to factor in tire wear. Supra is much of the same though. Supra has a lot of low-end power in this car as well, so you really got to drive this car carefully, especially as your tires start to break down. You can see Pigham's actually coming around that corner right there, barely squealing those tires. That's what you're looking for in endurance racing, going around these tight corners. He is saving major tire there, and there's going to be a lot of tire left on this race car as the race wears on. He should actually start to gain speed and start to pick up time on the drivers ahead of him, because he is consciously trying to be aware of what he's doing to his tires underneath that race car. And we all know the Supra can be tough on tires as well, and again, due to that low RPM power range in this car. We got key tops here in the GTR, and this is an interesting car. I'm a big fan of the GTR myself. I love this car. It's one of my favorite GT3 cars in Gran Turismo to race. I feel like it's a little bit downsized right here in GT7 right now. I feel like the specs are a little bit off. But again, this car is very, very hard on tires, and that's because it's got a lot of low-end turbo torque in the car in the low gears and the low range of the gears. And you can hear Keytops is really never letting this thing go above like 4,500 RPMs, and that's because you're just wasting fuel past that point in this car. So you can see a lot of the low torque power cars up front. However, with that being said, our leader in Bu Fushidara, who's driving a Porsche, this car is the exact opposite. This car doesn't like low torque, low RPM. This car power range is in the high end of its gears, so you want to be bouncing this car off that limiter essentially, really to get the maximum out of this car. But with that being said, this is an endurance race where we have fuel in play, and you can't drive the Porsche like that under fuel consumption conditions necessarily, because in the higher RPM range you're really using up a lot of fuel in the car, and what you get for speed you're definitely lacking for in fuel mileage. So you know, lots of advantages and disadvantages depending on the car you're driving. We got the Sweeney and the NSX here. I don't know that much about the NSX. I don't drive it that often. I do know it's a fairly difficult car to handle. And with that being said, I'm sure it's probably fairly hard on the tires, but I know from GT Sport the NSX is much of the same thing. A lot of the power range is kind of in the mid part of that RPM in this car. You go past that, and again, you're just wasting what the car really has. We got dug at the BRZ. Now, the BRZ is absolutely phenomenal in corners, in high-speed sector, in technical sectors. This car can get through corners like nobody's business, much like the Porsche, much like the Alpha 4C, the Aston Martins. Very good handling cars. However, what they are very strong in handling, they lack in top end speed on these straightaways. So you're going to see the BRZ, so to speak, be 5, 6, 7 miles an hour slower than the bigger cars up front in the Corvettes, the Supras. But those cars, of course, don't turn and handle technical sectors as well as the BRZ. So each car has an advantage and a disadvantage to it. And Bar 27's in the 97 Supra, so I mean, he's an older version GT3 car, so I mean, really, he's racing under older equipment here, so it's kind of it's an interesting choice. This car is very hard on the rear tires, and it actually can be very hard on fuel as well, so this car is very tough to navigate in an endurance race. Of course, we got another Supra here. We do have the Mercedes here. Now, the Mercedes is a very stable car, I find, in this game. Easy to drive. It's got good power all the way through the power band, and really it's easy to save fuel in this car. Again, lots of low-end torque, though you do have to be careful with this car on the rear tires, as you can see right there. You're realizing that, staying in a very high gear, which of course minimalizes tire spin in the rear tires on throttle input for exits. So Toyota FT1, again, not the best in a straight line. You know, the car lacks top-end speed for sure, but man, this car is another great car in these technical sectors. Driven right, this car can really zip around these hard corners. Magic Man just in behind. I don't know much about this particular GT3 Mazda myself. I don't even, I can't even begin to speculate about this car. I've never ever driven it. So we got another 97 Super here by Hairraiser, and we can see Hairraiser dropping all the way back down to P12. So I really feel like he's doing a no stop this race. We got Monkey Mafia in the Porsche. We explained a lot about the Porsche. The Aston Martin, again, lacks a little bit of top end speed. You really need to kind of rev this car out to get the most of this car. Its power range is in the higher end of its gears. But again, by doing that, you're using up a lot of fuel in these cars. So again, you really got to utilize this car in the corners and get good exit speed out of the corners to really try and get the maximum out of this car on these long straight runs. And of course another Aston Martin here in 15th as well. As you can see, Bufu Shidara has actually just gotten around Happy Pappy there. So our race leader is looking pretty solid here. We're about midway point through, so let's get some juicies up, shall we? Alright, so Bufu Shidara, ladies and gentlemen. This is just, we're just taking a look here. First place, and we're going to be seeing a stop out of this gentleman. No question of a doubt. We got Arroyo right here. You can see he's got some rear fender damage here, rear aero damage. So costing him a little bit of time here. Most certainly coming around the track, and he's going to opt to pit. As you can see, his tires are in really rough shape. You can see he's really struggling to keep it in the lines. He may pick up a 3-second penalty there. Pigums has opted to stay out longer here. Dealing with a little bit of lap traffic at the moment. Dealing with and Pappy doing a great job there. Great job by all three of the drivers there to get through turn one nice and clean there and efficient. We love to see that. Great respect by all the competitors on track. We got Keytops now currently sitting in third place. We got Arroyo in pit lane. We've got the Sweeney in pit lane. We've got Trone coming into pit lane. We've got Doug coming into pit lane. We've got Unseen Throne. Let's see if he opts to come into pit lane. We now have the TV crews working full time here. Fantastic. Ooh, getting really wide there. That'll be a half-second penalty for him. You can see him struggling a little bit there. Those tires are shot on that Mercedes. He should have probably made a pit stop there. We got Type R. Type R has got the best looking tires out of the group so far. Magic Man here, you can see he's struggling a little bit there, so I suspect we're going to be seeing him come in for a pit stop. Hairraiser, woo, doggy, look at Hairraiser. Happy Pappy. So I think, chat, I think my assumption is quite correct. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out for Hairraiser. So Bufu Shidara has now made a stop. He's back out 5 seconds on Pigums. So I'm not sure if Pigums has made a mistake somewhere along the way to be 5 seconds behind, or if that's just where the pace is. Bufu Shidara is a good driver. Now he's got a very comfortable gap here. So Keytops in P3. We got Bars now up into P4. Bars just coming into pit lane there. Arroyo obviously making his pit stops. So once these guys make a pit stops, I should start to settle back out. We do suspect we're going to see him come back ahead at Bar 27 as Bar 27's in pit lane making a pit stop. So we're coming around the final couple corners here right now. We'll have to see if he can get back ahead of Bar, or if Bar is going to come out in front here. So of course pit exit does come out after turn 1, so in between turn 1 and turn 2 is where pit lane does come out. We do see Bar coming out of pit lane. This is going to be very close. Arroyo getting just a little bit wrong there. Oh, it's Magic Man coming out of pit lane. My mistake. So lap traffic getting out just in front of Arrow there. So he's going to have to deal with that. Magic lets him go by. Great job by Magic there. So Arroyo up into P4. Coming around there. So the Sweeney up into P5. Bar is just now coming out of pit lane. Where's Doug? Doug's just coming around the final sector here. So, ooh, there we go. Very close. Right side by side is Bar and Doug. So here we go. Race on. Overcut versus undercut here, chat. And Drone Kobe's just sitting there in the background, just watching it all happen here at the moment in 8th place. So three-way battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th happening here on the racetrack between Doug, Bar, and Trone Kobe. Doug defending on the inside there. He's going to force Bar on the outside. And that's going to give Tron probably a good run on bar 27 here. So we're going to stick with this little battle we got going on here right now. It's been a little bit of a quiet race, so we got some action brewing here after our round of pit stops. We see Keytops now in pit lane, 0% fuel in that car, so running her right down to the wickets. Doug getting a little bit of a better run than Bar through that sector there, though. Again, you can see where the BRZ is strong. The BRZ is so strong through the technical sectors here. But Bar 27 is just absolutely not giving Doug an inch here. And Tron Colby's just sitting behind. He's just sitting there. He's like, come on, guys, battle, battle. Somebody make a mistake and I'll get you both. The 750 in ninth, just behind these guys. The 750 has had a very solid race here today. Monkey Mafia rounding out our top 10, so there we go. Our leaders are now in pit lane. So Piggums and Bufu Shadara have entered pit lane. The only driver that leaves to pit out of this group now is Keytops and the Sweeney. So I'd imagine we're probably going to see them coming in soon. And Hair Razor still owing a pit stop as well. I believe every other driver has made their stops now. Oof, Magic Man getting it just a little bit wrong there, but does a great job of keeping it together. We can see Piggums filling up. We see Boo filling. Ooh, this is going to be close, chat. This is going to be close. I'm very, very interested to see which one of these two drivers comes out first. I mean, Boo obviously a little bit more fuel, and you see Boo already out. Piggums still taking on fuel. Piggums is out, so it's going to be very interesting to see this gap here. And we got Arroyo just getting around T1, so he actually is going to get the lead from Bufu Shadara. So an early pit stop from Arroyo has gotten him the race lead here. So coming out about 2 seconds ahead of Bufu Shadara. 1.5, my apologies. And Bufu Shadara now on the chase. However, with that being said, Bufu Shadara does have the fresher tires. Piggums in P3 here as well, a little bit behind, still about 5 seconds there. So we can see drivers not really gaining or losing any time as far as the fuel goes in pit lane. It's looking like these drivers got to fill those tanks full. And then bam, here we go. Battle between 6th, 7th, and 8th place. Tron Colby now sitting in P6. So something has happened while Doug and Bar 27 were battling, and Tron Colby 100% fully able to take advantage of it. And now trying to get away from these two drivers. But boy, oh boy, he's got his hands full with these two guys behind him. So Tron's now in P6, Bar is now in P7, and Doug's now in P8. So all three of these drivers are basically swapped positions here. And Bar now trying to get the job done on Tron. On the outside. Giving lots of space. Great job by the drivers there. Great job by Bar there. That is not the easiest move there. Taking that pass on the outside, got the job done quite nicely on Tron Colby there. And very nice pass there by Bar 27 on that Supra. So, but you can see, there it is. Boy, Tron really made up some ground there. And now he's going to have the inside. Oh, I don't know if Bar's seen him there. And you see Doug having to back off a little bit there because of Bar's mistake. And man, we got ourselves a battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th place here, folks. Oh my goodness, this is a great juicy battle we got going on. Doug here absolutely trying to get the run, but again, that BRZ... Oh, sorry about that zooming in, chat. BRZ just not creating a straight line, so Bar 27 was just able to out-muscle him on the straightaway here. And it's going to be much of the same here. Doug's really relying on that slipstream, and you can see even in the slipstream, Bar's actually pulling away from him here, so... A little bit of separation between the two drivers, but not a lot. Ooh, that was very close. Bar having to almost back out of that a little bit there as he almost got into the back end of Tron Colby there. And this is not easy, folks. Tron's having to watch and defend against Bar 27. Bar is trying to get that position from Tron Colby, but he also knows that he's got to worry about Doug behind him because Doug is not out of this battle either. And you can see how much earlier Doug's able to get on the throttle than the two cars ahead of him in the corners there as well. So Doug is going to make that time up in these technicals here. If he can get right... Oh, and Bar's going to go for that outside move again on Tron Colby here, and he gets it done again. So 2 laps in a row, Barr able to hang it out on this outside of the track to get the job done there. But, oh, he's immediately going on the defense this time. He ain't messing around. He is not going to let Tro and Colby respond that way again. And Trone's just going to sit behind. Ooh, cutback coming. And Trone gets the inside track coming into the final corner. This is some great racing right here between these 2 drivers, folks. And then we got Doug putting the... Oh, now we got... Oh, look at this. We have a 4-way battle for P6. 750 getting a great run. Zips right past Doug in that BRZ, and he is all over the boys. Whoa, 3 wide coming through T1. Woohoo! And 750 getting a good run there. 3 wide coming up the straight, folks. Oh my, here we go. Yeah, this is what it's all about right here. Look at this great job by these drivers. This is an intense battle for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th place. Doug currently sitting back in 9th. Great move by... Oh, wow, that was a great move by 750 to get there. Now he's going to get the inside on Barr here as well. But, oh, he struggled with the corner. He's going to get on the power late. Barr 27 is most certainly going to get out ahead here. I'm pretty sure that... Oh! 750 is not giving him an inch here, folks. 750 is going to keep that inside line. He's going to go deep on the brakes. Cut back for Barr. Here we go. Oh, and give them the room. Great job by these 2 drivers. And just a little too deep by 750. And Barr able to respond, get the position back. And now this is good for Troen. If Troen can just get on the gas a little bit here and start to separate from him and Barr, well, the guys behind are fighting. Because, boy, this is a great battle. This is an absolutely great battle here. And Barr 27 here now trying to get away from 750, who 100% took advantage of the fact that these 3 drivers were battling like crazy. And he got himself into the conversation here, back up into P8. He does have Doug all up on him, and Doug got a great run through there, actually giving him a little bump there, giving him a little push. And race on. Here we go. So 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, right there. 5th place, not that far up the road either. Actually, that might be Happy Pappy up there. We might have some lap traffic starting to factor into this battle. Ooh, 750. Oh, cut that corner really short there. He may pick a penalty up for that. We'll have to stick it out. Penalties come up. Yes, he does. He does pick up a half-second penalty for that cut there. It's a little too much of a cut coming into T1. But here we go. He's going to try and get the job done. He's actually a purple sector there. Great job by these drivers. Look at the respect from these drivers. And 750 getting the job done on Barr 27. So now 750 has that half-second penalty. So now 750 really needs to make some distance to try and hold that position back, or he may lose to Doug and Barr 27 behind him here. So he needs to have some nice clean corners coming into the penalty serving zone here. Ooh, a little early on the throttle. He almost lost that car. You can hear Barr 27's right back up on his rear bumper here as well. So here we go again. Not going to try the outside move this time. 750 defended that pretty well. He's going to take a look inside. He's just going to sit in behind. So Barr knows he doesn't have to force the move here. He's just got to stay close enough, and he's going to be able to take advantage of the penalty that Type R is holding. So he's going to use the slipstream, penalty serving zone, tucks right back in, move done. P7 for Barr. Oh! Oh boy, chat. Heartbreaking. Just bear with. Ooh. Catastrophic failure here. Oh, GT7. Alright, chat. Well, we get to load the game back up. We get to jump back into the race. Hopefully not spike the hell out of the lobby on the drivers. And try to get the end of the race to you guys. I mean, nothing I can do there. That was a straight up PlayStation error right there. Just yet another ongoing issue with the new platform, unfortunately. It does make my job as a broadcaster very difficult when a game is like this. You know, thank you for bearing with people. We do a chat. I apologize. It is what it is. We're at the mercy of the game, the platform, and the servers. So just bear with. We'll get it loaded back up. We'll get back in the lobby, and we'll get the rest of the race to you guys as soon as we can get in. I just got to be quick on my buttons here not to get music copyrighted. So we're going to lose about 5 minutes of the race here. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming, we're coming. Oh, it's such unfortunate, so unfortunate. Mr. Paul Tweed coming in with the thumbs up as well, my man. Hope you're doing well, Paul. Sorry I missed that alert. We were so involved in that battle, I didn't even hear it. Ah, and there's a copyright strike. I wasn't quick enough. We might get away with it. Alright, let's get back into the lobby chat. Heartbreaking. You know, this is why, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are wondering why you don't see a lot of GT7 content out right now, this is why. The broadcast ability of the game is not very good yet. I mean, we're dedicated to our leagues, we're dedicated to the people that we work with, and if they're running on 7, then we broadcast on 7, but at the end of the day, the broadcast ability just isn't there yet. And point in case, we just saw what happens, unfortunately, sometimes as a spectator. Clearly it's not an internet issue because the stream is still running, so it was a straight up server issue, and that's the downside to having PS5 and PS4 version together. So I'm gonna get rid of my ugly mug. We're gonna get back to the race here, folks. Hopefully I didn't mess any racers up coming back into the lobby. Alright, back to business. So, Arroyo still in first place, but Bufu Shadar all up on the back end of that Corvette here. Now, Boo's probably at the advantage here in a sense because he came out with much fresher tires. However, Arroyo probably is on lower fuel, so he's probably able to go a little bit faster, but he's also going to be suffering from some tire wear. Look at the live timing board, man. Oh my goodness. Alright, the game is most certainly messed up right now. Again, hopefully I didn't mess anybody up coming back into the lobby. Typically, if somebody disconnects from the lobby, we don't allow them to come back into the race lobby due to the lag spikes it could create, but I'm the broadcaster. I kind of need to be here to broadcast the race, so hopefully everything worked out there. I'm having a really hard time determining who's in first place and who's not right now because that live timing board is really shaking it up. And we do have Bufu Shadara, who is our current race leader. We just seen him get ahead of Arroyo there. So Arroyo is in P2. We got Pigham's in P3. We have 0 live timing. I can't tell you what the gaps are. I can't tell you anything now. We're absolutely completely fuzzed up here on the broadcast now, so we're just winging it. But Kitov's looking strong in P4 here. We got the Sweeney in P5. Again, reserve driver here, so doing a good job. But I think he's going to pick up a 1 second worth of penalties there for those 2 corners. I guess we'll have to see. He doesn't. He does not pick up any penalties, so Stewart for being kind to him there. He definitely got too far out on those on the rumble strips there, so I would have assumed that that would have been a penalty for sure there. But hey, you know, the Stewarts, they have warm hearts every once in a while. What can we say? Type R in 6th, Magic Man in 7th, we got Throne in 8th, 750 in 9th, we got Bar in 10th, we've got Unseen in 11th, we got Doug in 12th, we've got Happy Pappy in 13th, Monkey and Hair Razor. Okay, so our live timing, out of whack. I have no idea who's where. We'll let the guys go around the track a couple times. Hopefully the live timing sorts itself out. Hashtag frustrated GT7. Please fix spectator mode. But Boo Fushidara, looking like we got our live timing gap distance between drivers now. So here we go, Boo Fushidara. And we see bar 27 actually getting the blue flag. So the front half of the field has caught the rest of the field essentially. So bar 27 is currently sitting in 7th place. So you can see how many of the drivers at the lead pack has passed now. We got Arroyo a couple seconds behind Boo Fushidara here. Pigham's in P3. He is 2.7 seconds behind Arroyo there. Keytop's in 4th, 4 seconds behind the podium drivers. The Sweeney's a couple seconds behind Keytops here. Potential battle brewing between these two drivers yet. We see Tron Kobe coming into pit lane. Bar 27 is going to take 6th place. That's going to give Doug 7th. We got Unseen thrown in between the two drivers there. So Tron in 8th currently. 750 is going to come around here. Ooh, pit lane infraction for 750. So getting across that pit lane on entry or exit, picking up a big penalty there. He's going to lose that position to Monkey Mafia most certainly. Hairraiser here in P11. Type R in P12. Monkey, Magic Man, pardon me, in 13th. Unseen thrown in 14th, and Happy Pappy here in 15th. So all our drivers still on track. The cars are running very well today, and great job to all the pit crews behind the scenes that keep these cars running from week to week for these drivers. It's a group effort in racing. It takes all sorts of people to make these cars go around every week. So huge shout out to the crews and their drivers and the teams. Arroyo doing everything he can not to let Boo get any further ahead here, but Boo very quickly opened up a 2.5 second gap after getting around Arroyo there. So we'll see if he's got anything left in that Corvette to challenge. We got Pigham's here too. Same thing with him. He's just kind of there. Not really pushing yet, but he's there. And I mean, we only have what looks to be about 14 minutes remaining in the race. So Keytop's in P4 here. We see the Sweeney now coming in and getting some tires as well. Oh, and he's going to take some fuel, so maybe deciding he doesn't have enough fuel to finish the race off with. So tires and a splash. So is that going to give Bar 5th place here? It does appear so, as he's still taking fuel in that car. Same thing for Doug as well. He's going to grab that position. You can see Sweeney coming out now, so Doug will come out just ahead. However, Sweeney's coming out on fresh tires, so may be able to get the job back done on those two drivers, but he's got to get on his horse. He's running out of time with only 13 minutes remaining in the race. We got Tron Kobe here sitting in P8. Monkey Mafia in P9, and starting to have a bit of a battle here with 750. Now, 750 had that 3-second penalty he had to serve there, so that really closed up these two drivers here for 9th and 10th place. We're just going to go through the rest of our field here. We got Hairraiser in P11. You can see Boo's actually coming up on Hairraiser here. Very uncharacteristic race from Hairraiser here today. But Boo Fushidara is looking very in command here. He's got a 4-second gap on now 2nd place driver Pigham's. I'm not sure when that happened, so Arroyo may have made a mistake and Pigham's just took advantage of the opportunity. Now up into P2. So I guess can Pigham's catch Boo Fushidara? 4.4 seconds. Arroyo right there, 2 seconds behind. You can see Keytops just in the background of these two drivers. So does Keytops have what it takes to challenge the podium here today? Again, the drivers are starting to run out of time here. 12 minutes remaining. If these drivers are going to push, we're going to start to see it. Bar 27 in P5. He's got a pretty big gap between him and the top group. So really Bar just needs to maintain and just lock down P5 here. Doug's now in P6, but he is getting some pressure from Sweeney here in behind. We got Tron in P8. Doing very well for himself here today as well. We've got 750 in P9. We've got Hairraiser in P10. We've got Monkey Mafia in P11. Type R in 12th. We've got Magic Man in 13th. Unseen Throne just coming out of pit lane here in 14th. And Happy Pappy in 15th. So great job to all the drivers today. But let's jump on board with Boo Fushidara. But let's jump on board with the new cockpit angle for this lap. And let's stay on board with Bufu Shidara as he tries to get around Hair Razor. Now, Hair Razor's a quick driver, so I don't know if Hair Razor's going to let Bufu Shidara get around him. And this could really add to the battle for P1 at this point. Now, the drivers essentially are allowed to battle for that position. So we'll see if Hair Razor opts to battle to keep lead lap, stay on the lead lap, or if he just lets the leader go by. But Bufu Shidara has to catch him first. And Bufu Shidara really short shifting that Porsche right now. Is just going to let Boo go by there, actually. He may have had a penalty there. So Bufu Shidara now putting that driver down a lap, and that was Hair Razor, so he's now working on 750 here. At 750, just penalty trouble here today. I mean, we all know that Red Bull Ring is just an absolute pool of penalties here. The stewards are very unforgiving here at Red Bull Ring. They want the drivers to keep it right and tight and on the tarmac, and if they don't, the stewards very quickly penalize here. So you can see some of these drivers are struggling with that factor here today, with these penalties, with the track limits here. So I should make it easy for Bufu Shidara to get through and around 750 as he chases down the 8th place driver, Doug. So Pickups is a little bit behind there in 2nd place. It looks like Bufu Shidara is in quite control here of this race, and I said at the beginning of the broadcast, you cannot let Bufu Shidara maintain a gap. If you let him control the pace and control the gap, then we had a little bit of an incident there between bar 27 and a couple back markers there. I think a little bit of miscommunication between the back markers there, and then bar 27 just got caught up in it. Now, if lap traffic is battling for position, it is actually the responsibility of the fastest driver, the faster driver, the lead lap driver, to find a safe way around the two drivers. So I honestly think that was just a miscommunication between drivers there, honestly. That's what it looked like. But again, you know, there are situations in blue flag situations that do force the faster driver to find a safe way around, and in a sense, when you got two lap traffic drivers battling for their own positions, then it is actually the responsibility of the lead lap car to find a safe way around. So just a little clarification on some blue flagging things. Of course, blue flags are thrown out for drivers that are a little bit off the pace of the race. And when the lead lap drivers are coming up on them, they get waved blue flag, and that's just to let the driver know that you have faster cars coming up on you, and you are to safely get out of the way at the most available and convenient safe time. So Arroyo here in P3, and looking very strong to have a podium here. Keytops has dropped back. He's in P4 with about 24 seconds behind. And Barr's now only 4 seconds behind Keytops here. So now Barr may have an opportunity potentially to grab another position here. We got the Sweeney now up into P6. We've got Troen in P7. We see Doug in P8. 750's in P9 here. He's just gotten passed by Bufu Shidara there, our leader. Monkey Mafia rounding out the top 10 here, but he's got some pressure. He's got Hair Razor right there. And he's got Type R kind of in the middle of it all. Unseen Throwing here's cruising. Magic Man's doing a great job here. Coming out of the pit lane there. Fresh tires. Happy Pappy cruising as well. Love to see it, chat. Really do love to see it. Keytops just putting down the fastest lap on track right there with a 128.7. So, great job to Keytops there. And now Bufu Shidara is catching up to Doug, ladies and gentlemen. So, Bufu Shidara is a man on a mission. Doug is not an easy driver to keep up with on any given day, never mind putting him a lap down. So, Credit is definitely owed where credit is due, and Bufu Shidara is just on a rail today. We've got Arroyo coming into pit lane with 6 minutes left, so maybe a quick tire change and push here from Arroyo, but Bar 27 just getting ahead of him here, so Bar 27 has now moved up into P4. So we are seeing some very interesting pit strategies out of these drivers today. I love it. I love seeing the varying strategies. So Pigham's second place driver has now gotten around Monkey Mafia and 750 as well. So he's still on the hunt for Bufu Shidara, but Bufu Shidara's got a pretty sizable gap currently here with very little amount of time left in this race. So let's stick with Bufu Shidara here. There's not really any good battles happening here at the moment. So Bar 27 trying to keep Arroyo off him basically. Arroyo is going to be on fresh tires here, so he's probably going to be pushing. So Bar 27, Bar is going to dive into pit lane as well. Interesting strategies from these drivers today. I feel like they just miscalculated their fuel runs, to be honest. I mean, we see Bar coming in with 5% fuel here, so I think he's coming in for a quick splash. Endurance racing practice is key, folks. I mean, if you're endurance racing practice, your practice regimen really is important. How you do your practice regimens, how you figure out your calculate your fuel, how you figure out and calculate your race pace is very, very important come race time. And this is why we're seeing miscalculations on strategies, and it's going to cost these drivers positions. This is a championship. Cost positions with 6 minutes left in the race is absolutely brutal on the point standings for your race. So some miscalculating from these drivers, a little bit too hard at pushing, and some of these drivers finding themselves in trouble here. So Bufu Shidara in first place. He's managed his tires and fuel fantastically, and looks like he's going to bring home a race win with just under 3.5 minutes remaining. Pigham's here in P2 looking very strong as well. He's got 38-second gap on the third place driver. Keytops in P3, 6-second gap on Arroyo, who's now in fourth place as we've seen Bar 27 dive into pit lane. I don't know if Arroyo's got enough time to reel Keytops in. The Sweeney is just behind here too as well. Bar now out to P6. I mean, really that only costs Bar a couple of positions, I suppose, but still, man, that's 2 positions in points. Tro and Kobe here in 7th, Doug in 8th place, 750 in 9th, we've got Monkey Mafia in 10th, we've got Hair Razor in 11th, we've got Type R in 12th, we've got Unseen Throne in 13th, Magic Man in 14th, and Happy Pappy in 15th. So we're seeing a couple of our quicker drivers leading the standings or up top in the standings, not having a great race today. So this time around from Bufu Shidara will be his penultimate lap. So white flag situation here for Bufu Shidara as he comes around. And we're down to 2 laps remaining here for most of these drivers today, ladies and gentlemen. So Bufu Shidara is going to come around to his white flag lap. 2 to go. 2 to go. And we're just going to take a quick look through the field. We're going to see if we have any immediate battles for position here. We got Sweeney picking up a penalty, so that's not going to factor into anything here. Looking like Magic Man may have ran out of fuel there. So we're going to jump on with our race leader for the remainder of this race here, and we're just going to keep our eye on that radar and then see if anything develops here. I mean, everybody's pretty spread out at this point. It's Red Bull Ring. It's been an interesting race. There's been, you know, incidents, racing incidents. There's been mistakes. There's been miscalculations in fuel strategy, and it's been a very mixed bag of racing here today. It's been very good, clean, great battling here today, but definitely seeing the drivers really spaced out at the end of the race, and that's uncharacteristic for these guys. Usually these guys are battling hard by the end of the race. There's good battles for positions. Today, a little bit exception. Red Bull Ring threw a wrench in the program here today for a lot of these drivers. You see Happy's just opting to get out of the way. He may have had a penalty there. Boo's not really forcing the pass here. Boo's just bringing it home, man. Doing what Boo Fushidara does. Arroyo now had fastest lap on track as well with a 128.338. So that was about the fastest we've seen in qualifying. So at race pace, pretty good. But we did see him go strap on a fresh set of rubbers. So maybe that was the plan all along, was just to go and try and get that fastest lap point. But final lap, folks. Final lap. Final lap for Boo Fushidara. We're probably going to start seeing some of our drivers finishing here as they come across. Arroyo may get that final lap here. We'll have to see. Yeah, he's going to get across that line just in time to get another lap in. The Sweeney's just getting across. So bar 27 is going to be our first race finisher here as far as our field goes here. So when bar 27 comes around, that will be a P6 finish for bar 27, but we are going to get back on our race leader because, again, the field's quite spread out. So we just see bar 27 cross the line in 6th place, so great job to bar 27. But we do have Boo Fushidara coming around here for the race win here, ladies and gentlemen. So congratulations to Boo Fushidara. Well fought, well raced win here today. We're going to move over to our second place driver, Pigums, here, who's just coming around these final 2 turns right now. He's making his second place finish run right now. Great job to Pigums. Monkey Mafia and Hair Razor finishing 10 and 11 there. We got Key Tops now coming around here for to finish out our podium here today. And 3-second gap on Arroyo. Arroyo really trying to reel him in there. Just ran out of time. So great job to Key Tops. Congratulations to Key for P3. We're not quite done yet, so we're just going to let him finish it up here. But we do know that he'll get around here nice and safe. And bada bing, bada boom. Final podium position does go to Key Tops here today. So congratulations to those 3 drivers. Arroyo with a great showing here today with a P4 finish. The Sweeney also with a great showing here in P5. So a couple of reserves doing quite well. P-Bar in P6. Doug finishing 7th, Drone Kobe finishing 8th, 750 in 9th, Monkey Mafia in 10th, Hair Razor in 11th, and we're not sure where the rest finished because, well, we weren't fast enough. But congratulations to Boo Fushidara on a solid race victory here today. Oh, it won't let me save the replay because yep, right. I got it. All right, chat. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to go jump in to do some podium interviews. So just bear with me here for a moment. I'm just going to flip the screens over. We'll be back in about a minute with the guys. We'll do our podiums, and we'll shut this broadcast down until our race a little bit later on this afternoon. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So we got our drivers, and quite an eventful race here today. Great racing by all the drivers. We've seen some absolutely great battles. We've seen some epic, clean racing. We had a juicy battle from 6th to 10th place there for a while. 4-car battle. Great job by those guys getting through that battle as well. And just some great racing all around here today in Austria. Austria always providing great racing. Red Bull Ring's always an exciting racetrack, and definitely seeing some different players up in the front of the field compared to what we normally see here in the GTRC, GT3 series. So love to see that. We love to see that. But huge congratulations to all the drivers first and foremost. But of course, obviously, big congratulations to our top 3. So huge congratulations to Arroyo, was it?
Yep.
Yes, Arroyo and Pigums and Bufu Shidara. Things happened so quick at the end of the race there, I almost lost track. So we're going to go to our 3rd place driver. Again, an Apex Motorsports driver. Great team over there. All those guys are very efficient, clean racers. We love to see those guys in the leagues around GT7 here and, of course, on GT Sports. So congratulations on a P3 finish. I believe you're coming in as a reserve today, if I'm not mistaken.
I was P3.
Who's P3?
Key.
Yeah, right, sorry.
Yeah.
Key Tops is P3. But, I mean, nonetheless, huge shout out to Arroyo. He did really well. He stole that fastest lap right at the end of the race as well. So, and again, I believe stepping in as a reserve driver, doing very well here today. And, of course, another shout out to Sweeney as well, another reserve driver coming in with a P5 finish here today as well. So, good notables to those 2 guys. My bad, Key. Congratulations on your top 3, man. Again, bringing that car, my favorite car, that GTR, across on the podium. Talk us through your race. It looked like it was a tough race out there for fuel, especially today.
Honestly, it wasn't too bad. I just kind of didn't have really much to do. It was pretty straightforward, at least at the front of the pack. I don't know about the back, but yeah, I just kind of did my usual thing, drive the car. And Arroyo, I figured he's not the best strategist. I knew he'd mess something up, so I've raced him enough times to know I'd probably manage to pass him at some point. So I managed to get him at the end, and I had just enough time to keep it ahead.
Now, were you a little bit worried about your fuel situation coming near the end of the race? Obviously, we did see some drivers make a miscalculation on the fuel or just use too much fuel while battling on the racetrack in that second half. How were you doing for your fuel as you come across the line there?
Well, the first stint, I really pushed it to the max. I ran out of fuel just at the end of my lap, so I was going a little slow for maybe just the last couple turns, and then I didn't want that to happen again. So on my second stint, I pitted early to make sure I had more than enough fuel. So I wasn't too worried about the end at that point.
Absolutely, and I mean, you were sitting in a pretty comfy spot there in P3. You did have Arroyo both 3 seconds behind on some very fresh tires, but did a very good job at managing that gap, and of course bringing home a great P3 finish, strengthening up that standing position for you as well. So we got like 4 rounds left here in the series, so we're basically getting down to the chase of the championship here. So how are you feeling as we're going into the last part of the season?
Pretty good. I'm just kind of trying to see how far I can make it into the top guys. That's really what matters, I guess.
Absolutely, and I mean, as long as we're having fun on track, that really is the most important thing, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
We all like to win. Don't get us wrong, but
Yeah.
if we're having fun with the group that we're racing with, even when you don't win, it makes it a success, makes it fun.
For sure.
And shout outs, my man.
Shout out to the boys. It was a good race. We kept it close there for a bit. Well, except for Bo. Sorry, Bo just kind of ran off with it as usual. Fast guy there. I'd like to thank you two for doing what you do. You do a great job. And Michelin as always.
Hey, you got to thank the tire guys out there, man. These cars don't go around the track without them rubbers. So huge shout out to the Michelin boys there, and appreciate you, Key. And can't wait to see you next week in Miatas. All right, second place finisher, TPC Pigums, fairly new to the GTRC community here in the series. Very quick and efficient driver. Congratulations on the P2 finish. Did you ever think that you had enough to win the race today after the race started? Yeah, we know that you're a very quick driver and you're very good with your pit strategies and your calculations on your fuels. What was going through your head through this race today?
This one was just a matter of trying to make it through. This car was just destroying the tires here, so it was. I don't think there was any chance of catching Bo. He was flying today. Just a matter of trying not to waste too much fuel and trying not to kill the tires before you get time to stop.
And we've seen you have some good battles there in second and third place, and for third and fourth place there for a while. But at the same time, it kind of looked like you weren't really trying to battle. It just seemed like if the guy wanted to get by you, you just gave him the space and let him go. And was that a part of your strategy, just not to burn your race car up?
Oh, definitely. Just I wasn't sure what Bo was doing ahead, if he was going to stop twice or not. So I just didn't want to waste any time fighting in the middle of the race. Just let them by and try to gain as much out of their slipstream as I could to keep up with him.
Absolutely.
Hope that he stopped twice.
And we know with Bufu Shidara, once he gets in the lead of the race, he's just an absolute strategist when it comes to maintaining that gap. And that's what he did today. That's just what he did today. He didn't force the issue. He just had a number in his head, and he tried to keep that number between the second place driver, and just did what he did.
No, there was I don't think there was any catching him today. He was really moving out there.
Absolutely. He really was on a rail today. He was challenging, I believe it was Doug in P8 for putting Doug a lap down there. So he was most certainly cruising around the racetrack here today. And again, the Supra, we were explaining to the viewers, great car as far as endurance racing goes, because you can really short shift that car and not lose a lot of power out of it. But with that being said, of course, with the lower power range and the RPMs in that Supra, it does make it a little difficult on those rear tires. And was that what you were struggling with a little bit today?
Yeah, it was just trying to get some traction out of the slower corners towards the end of it was just getting difficult, and no, there was not much you could really do other than just hoping you didn't kill them.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, huge congratulations and shout-outs, my man.
Oh, just everybody that come out to drive and all the guys that put this together, man. This has been a lot of fun racing with these guys, and just want to thank everybody, especially you.
Cheers, and congratulations a little bit later on today too as well. Hopefully you can bring home another podium later on tonight as well.
Yes, gotta go get a nap in now before that one.
Facts. All right, well, congratulations on another great race.
Thank
you. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Cheers. All right, and well, everybody, Mr. Bufu Shidara, the gentleman always has such great things to say when we interview him. Let's see what he has to say today. Congratulations on a really solid win here today, Boo, and again, good solid strategy. But I do know that with Pigham's in the series now, that that's definitely sitting in the back of your mind. You know that he has good pace, and he can definitely be a problem for you chasing this championship. So, what were you thinking today, and was that on your mind coming into the race today?
Well, thank you very much, and congratulations to all the other guys. But my thoughts with Piggins, it's almost like racing myself. I just know whatever I'm thinking, he's thinking exactly the same thing. So when he said, I didn't know what my strategy was. I just thought if I can qualify first and build a gap, and then sort of manage it to second place, then I will. That didn't quite plan out, but I managed to overtake Piggins, which was key, really. And then I just tried to literally bolt, get him out of my slipstream. I then saw him give up the place to Arroyo, I believe, in the Corvette.
Yep.
I instantly knew exactly what he was doing. He was just going to sit in his slipstream, save the fuel, and that put the pressure on me to either build the gap so that I can make a two-stop work, or try and maintain what I had to P2 all the way around. And Arroyo didn't make it easy. He wasn't playing ball. He was running his own strategy. So he didn't care what was happening. He was just going flat out, which made it tricky for me. And especially when he pitted, that only had 3 laps left. So yeah, it was definitely challenging. But yeah, Piggins in the championship really does make it that much harder, as it is with everybody. So everybody's got their day, and I just seem to be lucky at the moment.
Absolutely, and I mean, Arroyo, at the end of the day, the strategy kind of come and playing a part. I think he was looking for that fastest lap as well, so I think that did kind of play into his strategy a little bit there as well, with the late pit stop and the fresh rubber, obviously on low fuel, and just nipping that fastest lap actually from you guys there with a couple laps left. So maybe a part of the strategy there was just to try and get that fastest lap, knowing that, of course, you've opened up such a gap that there was no potential for the race win. Now, you know, it's funny, we were talking to the viewers during the broadcast about you getting a good start like that and getting out front, and I kept saying, you know, Piggins and Arroyo cannot let you open that gap because you are such a master at maintaining that gap once you're in the race lead. And although you were probably sweating quite a bit today because that gap wasn't normally as comfortable as you do like to see it typically, you did a really good job at never really letting that gap drop below 2 seconds once you got around the track into that clean air and into your rhythm. So again, just masterful in your craft here today and coming out with a beautiful race win. And it was just great. And I mean, it was an interesting race. Like I said, there was lots of battling going on. And thankfully for the top guys, you guys just kind of had some clean air and you just got to run your race today. So big factor there. Staying out of trouble, keeping the car safe, ladies and gentlemen, will put you in a very good position in any endurance race to have a shot at it. And we see it from Bufu Shidara here today, coming out with a very good race win, about a 6-second lead on the field. So congratulations, mate, and shout outs.
All the guys, yourself, all the viewers, massive shout out to Key and Piggins and Arroyo as well. It was very, very entertaining. It was very, very close, and really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, just to everybody, and like Key said, big shout out to Michelin. They just make the best tires.
They really do. They really do, because these cars are flying, folks. All right, well, we appreciate you guys, and I know we won't see you in the Miatas because you're not competing in the Miata series, but we will definitely see you in 2 weeks for round 9.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, great win, and continue your chatter, guys. You're safe to go. Appreciate you. All right, folks. So there we have it. This series is really, really heating up. The drivers, the competitors that are coming in, new competitors are coming in. They're very quick. They're very efficient. They're very smart race car drivers, and this series is really starting to heat up. There is some beautiful competition on the racetrack. And we saw it again today. We're seeing drivers that are in the top of the standings racing in the mid-pack right now. So anything can happen in this series. We still have 4 races left. There's a couple drop rounds to factor in here. And it's going to completely change the way the standings settle in. So I think we got ourselves a race for the championship here, folks, at the end of the season. And I cannot wait to bring it to you guys live here on the GT45 Gaming Facebook and YouTube, and of course the GTRC YouTube channel as well. The series is proudly sponsored by GT45 Gaming and has been presented by the GTRC community here, folks. More coming weekend after weekend. These guys have lots of racing for you guys. Even when they're not doing championships events, these guys are still racing for fun, live on camera for the fans. We appreciate everybody's patronage, everybody's support, everybody's viewership. If you haven't hit that like or share yet before you leave the stream, please do us a favor and do so. That just helps all the pages grow. It's something free that you can do to help us out, continue to get more drivers interested and get more great racing on the track to bring to you guys, the viewers. What else do we say? Great racing here at Red Bull Ring in Austria, and it's always a pleasure to be a part of the GTRC community here. So I am your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming, Timothy Gray, and I would like to thank you all for being here for this fantastic race. We'll be back live in a few hours for our GTC World Cup Round 2 at Bathurst, 90-minute endurance race, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a long one, and I can't wait to see you all there. Come hang out with us while we try to lock down our own championship as well here on GT7. So next week is round 2 of the Mazda Miatas. We're going to be at Barcelona, Catalonia, no chicane track with the Miatas. And again, that is a Pro and an AM Division Series race. So definitely want to come and check that out. The Miatas are always fun. And we'll have to see how it all shakes out next weekend. So 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. UK time, ladies and gentlemen, is when the GTRC does its races. And that's when we'll be live next Saturday to bring all the action to you amazing folks. Stay winning. Peace and love. And we'll see you all later. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for viewing.